Hello everyone. So in this session we will be learning about what is a share capital and what is a procedure for raising a share capital. So before understanding what is a share capital and a procedure for raising a share capital, let us understand one example first. So there is Mr. A. So he has three business proposals. So proposal 1, proposal 2 and proposal 3. So in first row it is total investment that is required. So in proposal 1 it is 6,50,000, proposal 2 9 lakh and proposal 3 is 15 lakhs. Now loan eligibility, that is the loan that he will be eligible to get from bank or some other sources. So that is 3 lakhs for all the three proposals. Then friend Mr. B ready to invest as capital 2 lakh 2 lakh 2 lakh. So he has a friend Mr. B and he is ready to invest in his proposal in his business as a capital amounting to rupees 2 lakhs. Then Mr. A ready to invest as capital 5 lakhs, 5 lakhs and 5 lakhs. So Mr. A has 5 lakh rupees and he is ready to invest it in the capital. Now let us analyze all the proposals. Now in proposal 1, total investment that is required is 6,50,000. Now Mr. A has 5 lakhs. Then Mr. B is ready to invest 2 lakhs. So if we see, Mr. A can either invest 4 lakhs or 4,50,000 and Mr. B can invest 2 lakhs and then he can carry on a partnership firm with A and B as partners. Mr. A will invest 4,50,000, B will invest 2 lakh and they can form a partnership firm for the business. Or the second option is Mr. A can invest 5 lakhs and for remaining 1,50,000 he can take a bank loan. So in this case Mr. A can start a sole proprietary business by using a bank loan. Now proposal B. Proposal B is investment that is required is 9 lakh rupees. So now Mr. A has 5 lakhs and Mr. B is ready to invest 2 lakhs. Now if we see this 5 lakh plus 2 lakh, it is 7 lakhs. Whereas the requirement investment that is required is 9 lakh. So if he goes with this proposal, then A has no option of forming a sole proprietorship. He needs to take help of B and then they will form a partnership with the capital of 7 lakh plus 2 lakh they will take a bank loan. Now proposal 3. Proposal 3 is investment required is 15 lakhs. Now A has 5 lakhs, B has 2 lakhs, so that is 7 lakhs plus bank loan. Maximum bank loan that they can get is 3 lakhs, so total is 10 lakhs. Now total is 10 lakh, whereas the investment that is required is 15 lakhs. Now A has an option to form a company. So usually when the investment required is higher, then the company is formed by the owner of the business and that company can be either a private company or a public company. So now what is the shortfall in the capital? The shortfall in the capital is 15 lakhs minus 10 lakhs. So that is 5 lakhs. Now this additional 5 lakhs can be obtained either through a private sources or a public sources. So now let us say that A wants to form a company and A goes with the proposal 3. Now let us see what is the procedure. Now total investment required is 15 lakhs. Now out of this A has 5 lakhs, B has 2 lakhs, and loan that they'll get is 3 lakhs. So total comes to 10 lakh. Now balance is 5 lakh, that is 15 lakh minus 10 lakh. Now this 5 lakh, either A can form a private company or a public company. Now if he forms a private company, then the private investors may invest in this private company. Additional 5 lakhs can be invested by some private investors. Now say if the A wants to form a public company, then this 5 lakh can be raised through a public as a capital. So now what A will do is, total investment that is required is 15 lakhs, out of which loan is 3 lakhs. Now balance 12 lakhs will be capital. Now that capital will be from A, B and other public. So now what A will do is, this 12 lakh capital, total capital that is required, will be divided into small portion. Now that each portion will be known as a share. Now this 12 lakhs, say it will be divided into 12,000 shares of rupees 100 each. So this 12 lakh is divided into small portion of 12,000 shares of rupees 100 each. Now what we will do is, now A can invest 5 lakhs. So how many shares can A purchase? A can purchase 5,000 shares at 100 each. So that comes to 5 lakhs. Now B can invest 2 lakhs. So how many shares? 2,000 shares at 100 each. So that comes to 2 lakhs. So now balance 5 lakh. Out of 12,000, 5,000 shares are taken by A, 2,000 shares are taken by B. That is 7,000 shares are taken by A and B together. So 12,000 minus 7,000. So balance 5,000 will be issued to public. So this will be taken by general public. So now if we see, the total investment will come to 15 lakhs. So the total capital of the company divided into a small amount is known as a share. So now this total capital of 12 lakh rupees is divided into small amount, all small parts. Now each part is known as a share, and the total of 12 lakhs is known as share capital. Now even in the case of private company, it is known as a share capital, but here this 5,000 share which is taken over by public, now this will be taken by this private company. Now this, instead of this public subscribing for these shares of 5,000, in case of private limited company, some private investors may invest for this 5,000 shares at rupees 100 each. So now, since Mr. A has decided to form a public limited company, he needs to follow the SEBI guidelines and the Companies Act 2013. Now, Mr. A will analyze his future capital requirement and decides that he may require some additional capital in the future. So the total capital that he may require in the future that he calculates is 25 lakhs. Okay, now this 25 lakhs is the total capital. Now this total capital will be required somewhere in the future, not now. So now this total capital which he may raise through public is known as authorized capital. Now this is the maximum capital that can be raised by the company. Now This authorized capital is mentioned in Memorandum of Association and it is registered with the registrar of the company. Now let us understand what is the process of issuing these shares to public. Now A has decided that the total capital that will be raised is 12 lakh rupees and it will be 12,000 shares at 100 each. Now out of this 12,000 shares, 7,000 shares are taken by A and B. So remaining 5,000 shares will be issued to public. So now what is the process? The process for issue of the capital is, now Mr. A will post an advertisement wherein he will say that the shares of A Limited, say the company's name is A Limited, shares of A Limited are issued in public, and the date of issue and the date of application, and then the applications will be invited from the public. Okay, and then once the applications are received, then it will be allotted to public. Now let us understand here. Now the total face value of the e-share is 100 rupees. Now along with the application, all the members are required to send some amount of money for the share. Now this is known as the application money. Application money that is received from the public. Now this application money should be at least 5% of the value of the share that has been sold or issued. Now in this case 5% of 100. This application money should be at least rupees 5 per share. So now this application money will be given by public to A Limited along with their application form, and if their application is selected, then the shares will be allotted to them. If it is rejected, then this application money will be refunded back to this people. Now this allotment of the share, along with the allotment of the share, some money will be taken. Say now total value of the share is 100. Now this 100 rupees will not be taken or need not be taken at a one go. They can be taken in the installment. That installments are known as calls. So say first call, second call. Now along with the allotment, some amount will be taken. Then along with the first call, some amount will be taken. Along with the second call, some amount will be taken. So now let us say that along with application 5 rupees per share, along with allotment 25 rupees per share, then calls, say we have 3 calls. So in first call, amount taken is 30, second call 20, third call 20. Now if we see the total, 5 plus 25 is 30, 30 plus 30 is 60, plus 20 is 80, 80 plus 20 is 100. So that is the total face value of the share. Now this is known as the face value of the share or par value of the share, or it is also known as the nominal value of the share. Now this value is on the share certificate. So this is either known as face value, par value, or a nominal value of the share. This is mentioned on the share certificate. Now say we have received some applications. So now we will allot the shares. Now on allotment we will receive 25 rupees per share. Now say as on 31st March 2020, say we have received application money plus allotment money and first call money. Okay, so company had asked for this first call. So if the company asked for the first call, then every person who has been allotted the share has to pay 30 rupees per share. when the company asks for the call money. Say the first call is asked by the company. So now if we see, for each share 5 plus 25 plus 30, so that comes to 60 rupees per share. So 60 per share into, what is the total number of share? 7,000 plus 5,000. Now 7,000 shares are taken by A and B, but we have to consider it in the total share capital. So 60 into 12,000. So that comes to, so this 7,20,000 is known as a called up capital. So as on 31st March 2020, this is the total amount of the per share that is called up by the company. So this 7,20,000 is known as the called up capital. Now this 20 plus 20 is not yet called. So this 40 rupees per share into total number of shares is 12,000. So 40 into 12. So 12, that comes to 4,80,000. Now this 4,80,000 is uncalled capital. Okay. Now out of this 7,20,000, which is a called up capital, now say, now this 7,20,000 is a called up capital. Now out of this 7,20,000, which is a called up capital, say there are 10 shareholders that hold 100 shares have not paid first call, that is 30 rupees. So 30 rupees per share into 100 shares, so that is 3,000 rupees. So now this 3,000 rupees is called up capital, but it is not paid. So now 7,20,000 minus 3,000, so that comes to 7,17,000. So now this 7,17,000 is paid up capital. So paid up capital is that the shares are issued for them, then called, and it is paid. So it is known as issued, called, and paid up capital. Now this 3,000 are unpaid calls. So unpaid calls, or they can also be known as calls in arrears. Similarly, say some of the people might have paid the calls in advance, that is second call is also paid by some people in advance, then that is known as calls in advance. So now what we have seen what is the authorized capital, then what is the issued share capital, what is called up capital, what is uncalled capital, then what is the paid up capital, what is calls in arrears, and what is calls in advance. Now there is one more term known as reserve share capital. Now as per section 65 of the Companies Act, a company may decide by passing a resolution that a certain portion of its subscribed uncalled capital shall not be called up, and it will be called up only during the winding up of the company. This is called a reserve share capital. Now in our example, say we have third call here. Now third call is of 20 rupees. Now say if there is a resolution that has been passed that this third call will be called only during the winding up of the company. So this 20 rupees per share into number of shares is 12,000. So 2,40,000 will be your reserve capital. Now this reserve capital has been subscribed, then it has been issued, but it is an uncalled capital, and this will be called only if there is a winding up of the company. Now this is known as a reserve capital, and company have a right to pass a resolution and make a provision of this reserve share capital as per section 65 of the Companies Act. So this was about what is the share capital, what are the various terms related to share capital, and what is the procedure for issuing a share capital.